Hey everyone. So I decided to do my informational interview. Um, One of the guy's name is Ramon Avila. And just to kind of give you a little bit of a backstory on him, Ramon is from Muncie, Indiana. He went to Muncie High. He's worked at Ball State University for 38 years. And Ball State is a public university that's in Muncie, Indiana. Was established in 1918. Student population size is close to about 22,000 students. This university is also a public research institution with an NCAA Division One ranking. Excuse me. And then as far as Ramon goes, he's worked as a professor in the marketing department and served in a couple of different areas over the course of his time there um, of the 38 years. So to the interview. So one of the most interesting things that always has me very curious when it comes to student affairs professionals is the mission statement and their connection to the mission statement. So Ball State's mission statement is our mission is to provide support and maintain a safe and entertaining environment for the students of Ball State University. Sometimes when you hear like the university's um, name in the mission statement, every little word means something. So it's just interesting to see that um, in there. And then I asked him, what were some of the values that kind of align with you with this mission statement, or how did you feel connected with it? And he told me that um, as far as values go, he was already really connected to higher education. So the way that statement was carried out, it just kind of depended on the president, or maybe what the provost envisioned. So after I asked him, I also got the impression that even with the mission statement being so simple, it was like it was a bit bigger than that for him. So even though um, maybe the mission statement wasn't exactly how he would want to portray or share his values within the university. It means more to him being a part of the university and like being almost like an instrument, if you will, um, to then the words of the mission statement, because he's kind of wanting to carry it out through his daily work, which is pretty cool. And then it got me to another question. I asked him, what's the most important, or what is most important for students to become a good leader? He said that being a loyal follower is important because people will remember that. And, when he said that, that was something that I kind of saw from, just his actions that he's kind of bound to, because, being at the same university for your entire career, it's very clear that there's something keeping him there. There's leadership that's there that's making him feel, this is the place that you need to be, and being able to continue to follow people that are doing good things, I think is integral to feeling connected to what's going on. So that loyalty seems like it had a very strong tie. Um, and also understanding, what Ball State meant to him was really important. It went a lot deeper than just, the money he made. And it was more of the learning and interacting with students. So the way he got into academia was not even the typical path. He said that originally he just wanted to go to college, be a math teacher, and then teach baseball. And he wanted to coach just to demonstrate how engaging and interesting it could be. And he also loves watching and being around sports. So he went to he wanted to go to Ball State to be on the men's volleyball team, but he didn't end up making it. And when he started at Ball State, he's like, "All right, I'm going to study math." So he started studying math, and then that turned into accounting, and he thought that would be the best thing for him. Later on, he realized, this is not for me. Like I am not going to be doing this and doing super well. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna try to find something that I feel like I can excel at. And that's when he started studying marketing. So he had a a clear connection of what he studied. And then Ball State told him that, if you get your MBA, you could teach here. And they wanted him to be in charge of an internship department, helping students find roles outside of the university and really connecting them to those places that would give them more opportunity. Then he discovered, hey, I really like teaching students, especially college age students, and went on to pursue his doctorate at Virginia Tech. After he finished his doctoral program at Virginia Tech, he found his way back home to Ball State. So I think the reason he came back to Ball State was just because this is where he first started teaching, where he got his boots wet. But the loyalty, I think, drove a little deeper than, just wanting to come back home, because not only the familiarity, but, that's where he started. And then having grown up there and having like such a love for Ball State, I think was a lot of things kind of tying into that. So, one of the things that I was talking to him about, which was so cool, is because his path was so unique, was, would you ever advise students to take the same path that you did to get to where you were? And he said, yeah, I would, but only if they knew that's what they wanted to do. So taking a step back, the desire for him to teach was always there. Like he said, he wanted to teach, or he wanted to coach. He wanted to coach baseball, um, and even volleyball. Or no, sorry, he wanted to coach baseball as well as being a math teacher. So he wanted to be able to share his knowledge with students and younger people. But college age just was a surprise for him. One of the most interesting things that I found in what he said was we were talking about, commitment and how the desire of so he told me about some teachers who would let students out of class early, and people would get excited and celebrate, like, yeah, we're out of class early, which, I have done that as well. But he said that that's not the way you should react, because you're not getting the value of what you're paying for. You're paying a lot of money to lose out on knowledge and information that you deserve, and you pay for it. So with not getting that, you are kind of getting shortchanged, and you need to demand, hey, like, I paid for this, I paid to be here, so I want to learn every second I'm here. And I thought that was so interesting, just because I have celebrated that, and now looking back, I'm like, all right, yeah, I definitely want to make sure I'm getting the value of what I'm paying for. But yeah, that was pretty much all we discussed. And the last thing was, he said that, the relationship that someone can have with a university as a student affairs professional can be so intertwined within their life. So the values that education kind of upholds, and educating and progressing students to a brighter future, I think a lot of, our own lives, no one wants to kind of stay stagnant. So it's great to know that pushing past the barrier of complacency is very consistent when you think of a higher education institution.